Tracy from Cheese Needs, and I'm here with Michael at Cured and Whey in Las Vegas. It is hot out there. It is hot.
No, it's not.
But it's very nice in here. Okay, so what on earth possessed you to open a cheese shop in Las Vegas?
Well, it was a couple of things. First of all, it was people asking me to open up because first and foremost, we are actually a distributor. So we distribute to all the hotels and restaurants in Las Vegas. I started out in 2000, well actually in 99 while I was still a chef at Treasure Island. And I was doing it as a because people were asking me, where can I get this balsamic? Where can I get truffles? Where can I get foie gras? And I just had friends in the business or people that I met and just formed a really close relationship with the people. And from there on, hey, listen, can I buy this direct? And that's how the whole thing got started. So I started distribution officially with $5,000 in a couple of credit cards. And where everybody declared me for nuts, you're leaving the kitchen, are you crazy? You have 2 kids and a family to think about it. I still want to do that. So I opened up February 14th officially in 2000, and just 7-9 items. I have foie gras, caviar, truffles, canned truffles, fresh truffles, wild mushrooms, and balsamic vinegar. All the things that the expensive items that some of the other distributors didn't want to start or store. So I drove between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, 86,000 miles in 11 months.
Oh boy.
And I worked out of my garage. And within the first 11 months, I needed already to move into a warehouse. So a friend of mine came up. He says, I have an extra space. I got 5,000 square foot. If you want, just pay me $2,500. And then we grew into this spot actually in 2005, 2006 when we moved in here. And we went from 5,000, which we only could use 2,500 square foot. We moved into this 10,000 square foot space. And this used to be an office over there. I don't have an ego that big, but I need an office that big. Okay, so I turned it into a cheese shop in 2006. In 2016, in April, Devon came into our life. She was a cheese clerk at a grocery store in Portland, Oregon, and was looking for cheese. Over here, Janelle came on board with us and just regrew. And I'm very fortunate that all the employees have the same philosophy that I have. Come as a stranger, leave as a friend. Okay, and when I grew up in Europe, I traveled a lot. I was very fortunate going to Switzerland, to Austria. We had one time a cheesemaker come in and says, I introduced this cheese in 1972. I says, I know him, Algo in Kempten. And he looked at me and says, how do you know? I says, because I was, remember the Boy Scout group, the first Boy Scout group that came through? And I was eating all the Bavarian blue. Oh my God, we started laughing. He says, yeah, I remember that. So I've been very fortunate that I get to do it. Okay. And I have great staff, great people around me, and they come into my life. And I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, I always say if you're lucky enough to work in cheese, you're lucky enough.
You know what? It's a combination. When you're lucky enough to work in cheese, what's better than that? You get all the goodness and you get to eat all that great cheese on top of it, charcuterie. I think I'm the only one right now that has 11 prosciuttos, 3 serranos, 4 serranos, 5 Ibericos. I have the French jambon de Bayonne in stock. We're doing about back and forth 370, 380 cheeses. Before COVID, we had actually almost 700 cheeses, which was insane to manage that. But it was just fun. Okay. When you can, the cheese industry is so amazing. My first cheese conference was in 2003 in Portugal. And then last year we got to go back to Portugal. and you got to see all these incredible cheesemakers that put their life in this making this cheese. And I get to represent these people in Vegas. I mean, what's better than that? Okay, 2 weeks. We have Pat from Beehive coming in.
Awesome.
Before COVID, we had pretty much once a month meet the maker, meet the producer. So Pat from Beehive was here. I had Aaron from Forever Cheese. I had Carolina from Covat here. And it's not only cheese, it's just in general. Meet the producer, the importer. I had Cristiano Savini here with his truffles. I had Giaci here. And it's just fun when you get to talk to them and you get to show the chefs who are these makers, these producers, and how it's made and the history behind it. So it's about education. It's about making food fun. And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I hear a lot. Why is that cheese so expensive? Why is that cured meat so expensive? And I'm thinking, if you had any idea how much work goes into that, you would be willing to pay twice.
I'm glad you're bringing that up, because in Europe, a lot of the countries subsidize the cheese makers, okay, which we don't have over here. I just talked to Reggie Jones from Central Coast Creamery, and we're talking about Gouda, because Reggie Jones makes some absolutely incredible cheeses. Okay, he has a double bubble buffalo Gouda that is just insane. We just got the latest one in the fall line, which is a Alpine style cheese made in California, in the Central Valley. So all his cheeses are really incredible. But there's so many cheeses. I have Matteo from Jasper. I love working with him. Shalina from Fort Fat. Okay, her triple cream, the St. Stephen, is just unbelievable. Well, she used to be my sales rep when I first got introduced to her at Old Channel. And then these people go out and put their life savings into making this product. And that's the fun. And
that's where I come in.
Okay.
Cheese needs. I teach people to make cheese at home. So your average person who's never made cheese before can buy a kit, costs you $45. You've got 25 pounds worth of cheese ingredients in that one kit. Start with a feta or paneer. You end up with cheddars. Then you work up to mozzas and your burratas and your pasta filatas and all of that kind of stuff. But the base beginning of my career is the Facebook group Learn to Make Cheese, which is where I learned how to make cheese. It's now the biggest group in the world on Facebook for cheesemakers. So there's 40,000 people. We had people that have never made cheese before. And we have people who have won World Cheese Awards. You know, we took 2 golds at the International Cheese Awards in the UK last month. A guy called Matt Lloyd, with his velvet cannoli style. He makes it in kind of square shape. And that blew the judges away. And he got double gold. This is a guy who learned to make cheese in his house on my Facebook group.
Isn't that amazing?
You get to educate these people. You get to help them. And when they steer wrong, you steer them back. And I love that. The education aspect of it for me is the crux of it. You know, I can sell you the stuff or you can buy it somewhere else. I don't really care. I'm not really great at the whole sales thing, but I want you to be passionate about cheese. That's the point.
It's all about. Okay? I mean, when you have the passion about what you do, then it's not work. It's fun and it's educational. And you're going to pass that on.
And it's yummy. I mean, let's not get it wrong here. Cheese is good for you.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, I'm calling this Vegas belly. Hopefully what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Absolutely. Welcome to Vegas. Distribution-wise, I've been doing this now 23 years. And then the cheese shop now is 7 years. I really wish people would pay attention on where their food comes from. Okay, what it entails to bring it, to make it, to store it, to age it, and then bring it to the market. Okay, something as simple as eggs. Okay, people don't know. I had chickens for several years in my backyard, and I absolutely love it. Okay, the eggs were fantastic, and I knew what they were eating. And it's the same as cheese making when you look at them. where's the milk come from?
Mm.
How hard is it? Do you ever milked a cow, a goat, or a sheep?
Yes.
Trust me, I know. It's,
I have dairy goats at home.
yeah. Well, right now we're doing about 360 to 370 species.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 walk-in coolers back there. Actually, 2 for cheese, and we're building a 3rd one. It's going to be the largest one. It's going to be 60 foot by 50 foot by 20 foot. We have 10,000 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're expanding, and we're getting a total of 25,000 square foot. More room for cheese. So
I like that idea. And also, I like the sound of a walk-in cooler at the moment. I'm not sure why. Any chance we could go in the case?
absolutely, we'd love to. Well, I call it the walk-in cooler. It's
Okay.
not a case.
Walk-in cooler.
Okay.
Okay.
Right now, my kitchen is early morning cheese cutting and cheese grating.
Yeah.
I'm a purist. Okay, I want to give the chefs the best product available. So I'm nuts enough to go ahead and grate Parmesan. We are licensed, so we are agricultural. Clark County Health, we have FDA and the USDA come in to inspect us. Even if we don't cut meat, I still wanted to make sure that the customers the hotels and restaurants that we serve with the distribution, the chefs are comfortable. Okay, plus we have an independent inspector coming in just to make sure, sometimes you miss spots, okay, and they keep us in line. But yes, absolutely, let's go in the back.
Awesome.
Okay. As you can see, this small room here is actually our cheese cutting facility, cheese grating facility, early morning. And we're actually turning that back into a cheese cutting and grating facility. So we're actually expanding on the next door, hopefully by the end of this year. So we get actually a real kitchen and have the cheese cutting and grating done over here. It's time because we're doing one more cheese cutting and grating. We're doing all the Parmesan wheels. We're doing the granas, the reggianos. We're doing comté. We're grading an average of about 800 to 1,000 pounds, depends on per week, fresh over here. And so we can give the chef a Parmesan that is Parmesan. No cellulose, no mold inhibitors, no whatever shouldn't be in there. Okay. Mm-hmm. We cut it here on this table, and then I come in 5 o'clock in the morning, and I grate every Tuesday, every Thursday. This is how we grate our grana. Okay, you can see it bakes together. There is no cellulose or anything in it. It's just grana, the way it should be. So the chefs have to break it up when they're making the Alfredo sauce or they're using it in their dish, but it's freshly grated. And we do the same with the Reggiano, and we do the same with the Pecorino. They're getting a quality product, and that's important. So we take cheeses, whole wheels. We don't use actually a bandsaw to cut Parmesan. We actually use a cheese wire.
Yeah.
Okay, because for the commercial, to deliver it to the hotels and restaurants, it's just so important. When you use a bandsaw, you get this oxidation. You heat up this product, and it's just not really what I want to do. So we're using stainless steel wires and a cutter and just cutting it with that. The grana padanas, the Reggianos, cracking it every week, approximately 15 to 25 weeks. More Reggiano, grana padana, provolone right over here. And see, this is what we do. We take it, cut it, put our label on it, and vacuum it. And this goes usually here. This is 1 week that we're doing. So we have Roquefort, we have Livradoux, we have Pied de Coron, Monger. Down here we have 1 year Mimolette. Over here we got the Coulette Roquefort. This is all Spanish right here. So everything from 3 months to 6 months to 1 year Manchego. We got a sheep, cow, and goat loaf from Spain. We got Ilia Zabal, Mahon, Ketilla, smoked goat, everything here. So this is the fault line. Here's the double bubble, the holy cow, Central Coast, the goat Gouda is fresh goat cheese. So we also use that, of course, as staging area for when we pack the orders. So that way the product stays cold. It comes right off the loading dock, right into the cooler, and that's where we break down the pallets. Over here, of course, Galvani mozzarella. Back in the back wall, we have Comté and Beaufort that are freshly cut. Like I said, the cat from Beehive is coming in next week. 2 weeks. And so we're going to do the meat, the cheese maker. He's doing the berry glass, he's doing the hatch chili, the sea hive. And there's some incredible cheeses. And I love working with this family. They're just absolutely phenomenal. We're doing some custom cheeses with them for some of the hotels, and it's just absolutely fun getting to represent.
So, what would you love to see incorporated in cheese and done well?
Incorporated in cheese and done well. I would love to see, not to take away from the people of Corsica, I would love to see a cheesemaker make a fleur de maquis right here, but take the herbs from Humboldt County or the sage down in New Mexico or Texas and make this absolutely beautiful sheep's milk or goat's milk cheese with that. That's what I am absolutely love with Cypress Grove, that they came out with the Meyer lemon, okay, and the honey. It's one of my favorite cheeses right now. Point Reyes came up with the Laquita, okay, typical European style with the wood rind Jasper Hill, has now the Eligo, and I'm in love with that one. I mean, I'm in love with all the cheeses.
Yeah.
I can tell you 3 cheeses that are not my favorite. The rest of them, my God, I'm in love with cheese. Yeah.
And so many people don't realize that cheese is a fermented product.
Yeah. Well, I mean, beer, wine, cheese, bread, they all have that in common. Okay, it's a fermentation process, and that's important. I mean, it's the same when you think about it. You can go ahead and put eggs in a glass jar with water, and they stay fresh for 6 months to a year. Okay, and there's a lot of things. Charcuterie, it's the same way. Okay, we have to go back to basics when it comes to our food production, and that's why I love working with our producers, the cheese producers, as well as the charcuterie producers or the bread companies that we work with. That's the important thing. Making sure that people understand where the stuff comes from. Okay, I mean, there's butchers involved, there's bakers involved, there's cheesemakers involved, there's a dairy farm involved. We have to make them understand where it comes from. That's the important thing.
And you mentioned there was some cheese that I could taste.
Yes, absolutely. We have some up front.
Awesome.
I have the black lemon Gouda.
Nice.
Okay, and there's a couple of other ones. So let's go up front and try them.
Thank you.
So, we have a small cheese and charcuterie board for you.
This is beautiful.
Oh, it is. We have fun with cheese.
I know,
That's what it's about. And I have great talent back there. So we have Cowboy Coffee right over here from Goat Rodeo. We have Latour. We have, of course, from Italy. And then we have the Vermont Creamery over here, the Coupole. And then also we got right here the Piacentino Copa. And right over here the Divina. So please feel free.
Talk to me about the black Gouda, because this is special. I haven't seen this one before.
Black Gouda, they actually just black lemon Gouda is something out of Holland. And what's kind of unique on that is it almost tastes like this when you actually eat lemon cherry. So it has, in the old days, it had active charcoal in it. Now they're using a vegetable ash for the American market to give it the color. It's one of my favorite ones. It's different. It is unique. It makes a beautiful, great melting characteristics. It's just something unique and different.
And licorice.
Yeah, that's why I said that's where you have a hint of lemon, You have the licorice, and that's why I call it lemon jelly. It's just a fun cheese to have, to taste. It's something different and not always seen on a cheese charcuterie. So they're doing a really nice job with it. I liked the old label a little bit better. They just switched labels to a newer, more modern label. But the old label was more fun. A lot more memories on it. But the walnuts are candied with maple syrup.
Oh, you make those here?
We make those here, yes. Absolutely.
I've seen these on your stream, and all I see is hands on your Instagram stream. So I know everybody's hands.
Yes.
But or you like packing these boxes to go out to people, and I'm sitting there in my tiny little, looking in this box and thinking, what is that? Tell us what you've got. What are you doing? Give us the play-by-play.
Wow, that's something that we were just talking about. Caroline over here is our cheesemonger. So she's going to narrate some more. Janelle is actually going to start doing this. While they're doing the picture, they're actually going to start talking about it, of what they're doing, what they're using, how it's made, or where it's made. I think it's more and more important.
The stories, yeah, people are interested in the stories.
In the stories behind it, exactly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could be uncooked and just pick it up and start gnawing on it, but it's probably frowned upon.
Oh, that's okay. Over here, you got the Vivanese breadsticks. They're produced in Italy by Vivanese. And it's the same thing. It's talking about fermentation. It's fermented for 24 hours. And then a wonderful group of young ladies or women are making these on a daily basis. And it's a fantastic product. And it's all small producers.
And this is the Latour.
That's the Latour.
And I kept you talking, so it's been out for quite a while.
Yes, it is. It's nice. It's beautiful, just tempered. I mean, in Europe, we eat the cheeses when they're just perfect. Right now, you see right here, you have the cream line. The center is still firm, but you have the cream line, and that's what we like. If the cheese has to, we call it runaway.
That's phenomenal.
It's fantastic. I mean, the flavor, the aroma. We paired that with some honeycomb, of course.
And the Geo is just
very nice and tasty cheese. One of my, well, again, I say favorites.
How many favorites can a person have, do you know?
Not enough. I told you before, there's only 3 cheeses that I really didn't care for that much. One of them was a camel cheese, another one was a donkey cheese.
See, the donkey cheese, I've heard tell, is the most expensive cheese on the planet per kilo. Doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
It can be expensive, but I mean, is it really good or not? Isn't that good? Like, for example, the Latour. Okay, I mean, when you look at it, it's not even, it's just now getting to the point where it's actually ripe. Okay, and that makes a difference. And it's a shame that people don't want to understand that there's a use by, that means you have to use it by or best before.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference. In my refrigerator at home, personally, where I see how long is this cheese good, how long can I eat it? And it all depends on how you treat the cheese. What temperature do you have this cheese for? Now keep it at. I mean, there's so many factors that cheese should have a 10 to 12 week shelf life if it's kept properly. Because right at the end, and you eat it, it's just like putting butter or a cream on your plate.
It's like a flower. It blooms at the very end.
Yes. I kept talking to Shalina from St. Stephen for Fair Flower. I absolutely feel that when the cheese, the older it gets, right before the rind dies off and it gets the brown blotches, that's when the cheese is the best, because you cut into it, it oozes out, and then you have just this rich butter flavor on this cheese. And it's phenomenal. I really, truly enjoy that. So, Mount Tam Cowgirl Creamery, I mean, it takes a little bit longer because it's a double cooked curd, but still, it gets creamy at a certain time.
And this one?
This one is Vermont Creamery de Coupeau. So goat cheese, obviously, and just absolutely lovely.
Oh wow. Slight goat tang. You've got a little lipase. I mean, I keep goats, so I can always spot the goat.
Yeah.
But Vermont Creamery are just on fire right now. It's so good there.
They're doing so well up there. They have some incredible cheeses that they're bringing out, and I just love it. I mean, it's a fantastic cheese, and you can eat that all year round. Okay, I prefer the summer production over the winter production or fall production because you can taste the floral, the notes, the grass. The same as when you have Comté, okay, or Beaufort. I prefer early spring to summer versus, of course, winter. But it's very enjoyable. So,
The coffee on this is amazing.
isn't it? Produced by Goat Rodeo. They just won awards with it. It's a fantastic cheese. I found it last year at the cheese conference, and I was specifically actually looking for them because I had prior read and talked to a friend of mine and read a small article about them, and I just loved the idea of small production. Okay, and that's the whole idea behind it, is getting these small producers to come forward and show their products.
Yeah, that's exceptional.
I enjoy this very much. Just the notes that you get on that. And then you have the coffee. Really.
And it's so subtle as well. Normally, I find coffee to be quite bitter. I'm a tea drinker. So normally coffee is like, sometimes it's a little on the tooth for me, but this is amazing. There's no bitterness at all.
The first one that actually did it was actually Beehive. Okay, it was the coffee lavender on the Berry Buzz. And it still is today a phenomenal cheese. You pair that with some Serrano ham and put it on a sandwich and melt that on top of it. It's fantastic. Okay, and then you have a nice ale with that. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Okay, a fantastic cheese. But I mean, it goes from a plate to a sandwich to, it's endless. Now, put it on a burger. Yeah, put it on a burger. Okay, this one, it has also really nice melting characteristics. It makes a fun mac and cheese, even with the coffee. So it's endless.
So,
I think when it ages, a lot of times, especially on the cheddars, it really brings the flavors out of the milk, of the maker, and I mean of the cheese itself, and the flavor goes more towards the center. So yes, you have the coffee on the outside, but you get that whole coffee flavor on the inside. That's what makes it really interesting, and it's just a fun cheese to eat.
Dances on the taste buds. It doesn't just like hit you all at once. It just kind of hinting.
It just lingers around for a while. Yeah, that's the fun part.
I'm cycling back to this one again because it's gorgeous.
This honeycomb is fantastic. We found a small producer, and this one is California Wildflower. Absolutely love it. Beautiful. The beekeeper moves the hives around all over California, and then just this right now is California Wildflower.
That's exceptional.
It's wonderful. I mean, it goes really well with all the cheeses, but with the Latour in particular. That's why we paired it right there.
Difficult to think. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of this lovely cheese and your story. I think everybody should follow you on Instagram because it's like a weekly window into education about charcuterie. You know, you automatically know this goes really well with this. And that's the thing that's so difficult in the industry. That's the thing that's hidden. That's the knowledge that's gatekept, you know. You have your cheese people, you have your meat people, you have your fruit people.
Yeah.
But someone that can play them all like an orchestra, that I think is what you bring.
It's really, it comes down to this. It's basically trial and error. Okay, what goes well, what doesn't go well. And the more you try cheese, the more you, I mean, really, when you go through history of food, I mean, food was used for, take Japanese eggplant with that nice purple rind. 5,000 years ago in Japan, it was actually a status symbol. Women would color their teeth, and the more purple the teeth were, the higher you were in the status symbol. Okay, so it's fun when you think about whoever came up with how cheese was found. Okay, I mean, I read a book not too long ago where they found cheese making equipment in Egypt.
Yes.
And you know, they found bees, honey in Egypt that was 2,000 years old. It's fun when you think about that somebody came up with the idea of doing this, and he lived to make it better. That's how it's about.
And then the black teethy grin afterwards. Not ashamed. It's really good.
It's just a fun cheese. We have chefs come in or even customers, and they're saying, "Black cheese, what is this?" Okay, well, just let them try. Just let them try. That's the fun part. So we have the team over here at the shop. We have over here, of course, Janelle, right in the middle. And next to it, we have Alana. So manager, assistant manager, and Caroline, our cheese leader. Okay, and these are the people that I'm over here just visiting. It's these young ladies who make this shop and took my philosophy of come as a stranger, leave as a friend, and they're just really doing this. This shop is basically their shop. Okay.
So show us your hands, everyone, so we know who you are on next week's live.
You're the one right here.
Yeah, she's the one with the tattoos. Jessa has the tattoos.
Jessa has the one with the tattoos. Okay. But, so I'm really proud of my team, and I'm very fortunate that each and every one is working. And then, of course, in the background, Brian over here too. He's a big part of this because he keeps us going with Instagram and videos and internet and all that. You know? So I'm very fortunate. If you have questions, email us and we're more than happy to answer any questions. It's food and it needs to be shared. What better to share with people than food? So it goes right to your heart and to your belly.
Gracias.